Hey, Jeff Adams here with BroadcastBeat.com. Today is going to be a game changer for many of you broadcasters, internet broadcasters, podcasters, looking for a solution to take phone calls without having all these computers and Skype systems connected to do it. Today is going to change your life. Today, we're talking to Backbone. And Backbone adds a cloud-based phone system for its network of professional radio clients to take their station anywhere. Let me tell you something. I've had this for a few months. It is an amazing product. Today, we're going to be talking to them and seeing exactly how it works here at BroadcastBeat.com. Hey, this is Jeff Adams with BroadcastBeat.com, and I'm here with George. I'm having a hard time with your last name. You got to help me here.
Capalbo. No one pronounces it, actually, ever correctly.
Capalbo. Sounds like an Italian dish.
Well, it is Italian. So.
Well, I know it's Italian, but it sounds like something you would get at a restaurant. It's
a little undercooked.
Anyways, he is the CTO, correct?
Correct.
At Backbone Radio Network. Tell us a little bit about the background of your company and how you got here.
So we started out quite a while ago as a consulting company, and we did a number of interesting things. One of our founders, Rich Cherney, is in fiber optics, and we started out as a fiber optic consulting company. I got involved with it a little bit after that and brought it into the software world. And we did consulting, and our most interesting consulting project was we worked for Formula One auto racing. We built them a virtual advertising system, kind of that ad you see behind home plate on Fox. We had that on the side of the Monaco Grand Prix or the Japanese Grand Prix. And it was all done in real time, and in the late 90s, a lot of fun. I got to travel the world, and kind of started our company, seeded that money for that. And we then turned into a broadcast company because I have a radio background. My dad was in radio for 40 years. He was with, in Florida, you might know WFYR in Fort Lauderdale, maybe WHBQ in Memphis.
Yeah.
All big AM rockers in the 70s and 60s. And I used to just go around with him and visit radio stations when I was not in school. And about 10 or 12 years ago, a friend of mine and I were doing a contract, and he said to me, everyone's doing video. We should do radio. And I said, well, I know the guy. So I kind of put this whole thing together, and we've been developing it since then. And we have a college radio network, probably the biggest college radio network in the country. We have stations pretty much east of the Mississippi, but we got some in Colorado and the West Coast near LA. We've got actually one in Orlando, which is community college. Actually, it's university now. And
UCF?
It's no. Let's see. It is now. I'm blanking. Raul hears this.
Rollins College?
No, not Rollins. Valencia College.
Yeah, very familiar with Valencia.
Right? They're one of our great affiliates for many years, and we use the college network as a place to develop technology, and our radio automation system is based on a cloud-based automation system. So wherever you are, your radio is running all the time. You don't have to maintain a network going out 24 hours a day. The control clients for it can just run on a laptop, so you could literally go sit in a Starbucks and do a radio show. We've had people do things with hotspots. We have a number of professional clients now, the Boston Herald, the Omaha World Herald, little newspaper group Hersham Acorn, and they like to go cover local sports because they're in Southwest Connecticut. They're a bunch of small newspapers. So they're at a hockey rink every night in the winter, or a basketball game, and football and baseball, and they love our stuff. And we've expanded it into talk radio. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We've done the same thing we did for internet radio. We take the guts of what runs it, the automation, in this case the PBX for a phone system, and we put that in the cloud. And now you can DJ or screen from anywhere.
Well, this is the amazing thing. I've been doing this show for like maybe 3 years. I do an online show called The Jeff Adams Show. If you can't figure that out, there's a sign back there. That's a shameless plug, but I'm sitting here in the studio doing this product review.
That looks like the Merv Griffin font, by the way.
Oh, Merv Griffin. Oh, my gosh. We're showing our age, aren't we? But, his spirit lives on with TV shows that are still running to this day, I think, like Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So, anyways, the problem with, we would do like a talk show. We could never figure out, you know, in a million years how to bring in phone calls without using a whole bunch of Skype lines. And little by little, you know, we found a thing called Blog Talk Radio, and we used that, but the just quality was really, really bad on the system, and I just stopped using it. It was so bad to take callers until, you know, I met you guys, and this product is absolutely amazing. It's a game changer. And I know on Facebook forums, which we'll probably post this, there is a lot of people just looking. There's always someone looking for this solution, and you guys have it. Explain this amazing product, this phone system.
Okay, so it's all internet telephony. And so there's a real phone number in the real world. It could be pretty much in any city you want. If you'd like a number in London, we could arrange that. Typically, people get a phone number near where they live. And that calls into an online, like I said, the PBX lives in the cloud. And that takes the calls. And there's two pieces of software, one that your screener runs, and that screener could be anywhere. They get each call. There are multiple lines, by the way, and it starts you out with about 6 to go, and we can give you more if you need it. So you can have all those calls coming in, screen them, set them up. There's a little chat window to be able to talk back and forth to the talent side. And now the talent knows who's on the air, you know, waiting to go on the air on the phone calls. They can hear the show once they're on hold. And when you hit that, you know, air button, you hear it just through your headphone and microphones. It's just all integrated with your computer.
So basically, we'll break it down for the people that are not technical, because I had to learn to be technical, and I'm still not the best technical person, but it's no software. I mean, it's no hard, you know, rack mounts. You know, it is a software. Does it run on a PC or a Mac?
It's right now it's Mac based, but it's something that could run on a PC if we needed to. But the thing we like about Macs is that the device drivers for sound cards and for mixing boards are much, much more reliable. There's a lot less kind of messing around with that. And of course, there's the whole security aspect of Macs. They're just a lot more secure. You're not going to have issues with having them on the internet.
So basically, I am a sports show, and I want to take phone calls. So all I need is my Mac computer, Wi-Fi connection, and a USB board. How does it hook up? Is it do you do the mix and minus thing with that?
Yeah, you can do a mix minus. We have an Echo Suppress, which isn't perfect. We prefer you do the mix minus, and we're working on ways to simplify that. But essentially, all a mix minus is the caller can't hear themselves, so there'd be a slight echo for the caller. But on the air, it all sounds fine. And our Echo Suppress, it just essentially kind of tries to do that by just turning off the feedback to the caller when he's talking.
Right. So basically, there's the DJ app, which would be like, I'm the host. I would have that app opened up. Now, I can use this app opened up and not have a screener, right? I'm still able to answer phone calls without having a screener?
Yes, you can just play Russian roulette with callers and see who you get, you know, and talk to them. And of course, if you have guests calling in, that works pretty nicely, where if you're just a one-man show and you know you're just having guests coming in, you can text them, have them give them your number. They call in, you know who they are. Right. You can put them on the air. Because the software doesn't make any noise. You just see visually. We're going to look at it in a little bit, right? I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
You see a little ring, and then you answer, and you can talk to them.
Yeah. Also, you guys should do a cloud-based dump button.
Well, you know, there's something we thought about, because it's definitely there's probably a legal aspect to that, you know, because I know all the 7 dirty words, but there are a few extra, you know, we don't want to miss any of them. So there's some great hardware solutions for that. That's really a nice hardware problem to solve. Right.
So also the screener app that's involved. I mean, the DJ app's orange. We're taking a look at it here. It's an orange app. You pop it up. If I'm the host, you have the phone lines working here. You have the dial button. You can conference all the calls in if you need to. You have a drop button, which is amazing. And then at the bottom left-hand screen here, we have the clear text button here. And
we've got a little chat window. So you and I, as screener and DJ, can just send each other notes. And, you know, and by the way, we don't have to be in the same building. We're going to do this. I'm going to do this up in Boston. I'll be your screener, and you're going to be on the air. We'll do that a little bit later. And it works from anywhere. Just have to have a good net connection. Yeah, and that's it's awesome. The screener thing, you could be, you know, someone could be screening your calls in California and saying who you are, type them in for me, program them in, and text with me and say, hey, this guy's a hoot. Make sure you take his call. It's pretty amazing software. And we also have the blacklist button, by the way. The blacklist button. Explain the blacklist button. Well, we remember every caller. We just keep, you know, basically whatever notes you put in their phone number in a little online address book. And If they call in again, you know who they are. You know that the last time, Fred called in, he was asking about scuba diving.
Right.
And so if Fred calls in and he's not very good on the air, he says some things that you have to use your dump button, you can mark him, blacklist him. So the next time he calls in, you'll see that he's someone you want to be wary of. And you can just dump him or talk to him and ask him he's going to behave this time.
Well, funny thing, I got a question, is with that option, how do you edit that? Buddy, he was a clown here in the studios when we first got a system. I think we were on the phone with you going through, he was showing how everything works. He typed in my name. Every time my cell phone calls the number, there's my name with a cuss word attached to it. So how do I clear that out?
Oh, when that person calls in, you just go and edit it.
Oh, okay.
Just edit those fields.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what was that?
He paid me not to tell you, though.
No, I'm sure it was a big sum of money. You want to take a look at the software now?
Sure, we can certainly do that.
Well, let's do that, and because that's what's important. People want to see it working, and us talking about it. Just give it a review for crying out loud. Show us the product.
Exactly. Stop goofing around.
Some key points with it too is your pricing point is now correct me if I'm wrong. It's 1,500 minutes and text. It's $150 per month, right?
That's correct.
And so let me ask you this. I mean, are you, I'm sure some podcasters will have a hard time. They'll probably use it for their podcasting. I see probably some podcasters doing a co-op and, joining forces with it to, be able to afford this. But I mean, it's very affordable. $150. That is not bad at all.
No, and the text feature, we just kind of mentioned that. That's pretty cool. We can actually send the text to an email address, or we can send it to another phone. And so you've got you've got kind of a layer there. So people can text you, but they don't really have your real phone number.
And you guys, you also have the crank line. What is the crank line?
So, all right. So we work with a very well-known sports broadcaster in Boston named Glenn Ordway, and he does a thing called the whiner line. And we kind of renamed it the crank line. So essentially, when you're not running the DJ or the screener, when someone calls in, they hear a recorded message and they can leave a recording. And we integrate that with our radio automation product, and the recordings appear in your radio database. And in the case of Glenn Ordway, there's a type called whiner line. And when you call in, they have a local comedian does a great impression of Bob Kraft. You call into the number, he says, leave a funny message, after the tone, and then he's screaming at Jonathan, and you hear a beep, you leave your message, and then in real time, a couple minutes later, it's in the producer's hands. So during the show, he's pulling these out of our database on another computer, editing them. He puts them on a soundboard, and at 5:45, that's the driveway moment at the end of the show. They play those back.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's pretty cool. And our station in Omaha just uses that as when we're not on the air, leave us a message. We might use it on the show. They use it in a much more laid back kind of way. And same thing appears in the radio database. And that's an extra feature that we have. And, it's a kind of a cool thing, and it solves an important problem.
Wow. Well, let's get to the product, shall we?
Okay. Let's do that.
Call.
Let me answer that. Hello.
Hi, George. It's me.
It's Paul. It's Paul Camp. This is Paul Camp from Backbone Networks. He's our VP of development. So I'm now screening a call. I'm going to show how this is done. I'm going to type in Paul Camp. And he is you're in Rhode Island, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
The Ocean State. And his topic is going to be Backbone Phone or Backbone Talk. Okay, now if we decided that Paul, we could still keep him on the air with this, but we could decide that he's probably going to be someone that's going to give us a little trouble, so we could blacklist him.
Blacklist him. Go.
He is like that.
And then we're going to put him on hold. So now, if he called in again, you see now we've got his name, his phone number, what he talked about. We know he's sort of dangerous, but I could put him on the air, or we could swap over to your screen, Jeff, and you could go ahead and put him on air yourself. You can just go ahead and answer and talk to him a bit.
All right, so I'm going to answer. I'm going to mute the Skype, and I'm going to answer on the DJ software system, and we're going to take a call from Paul. Hey, that rhymes. Hey, you there?
Hey, Jeff. How are you doing? This is Paul.
Doing well. How you doing? Now we're on the DJ portion of it. Now we're live on air with Paul Camp. The evangelist, radio evangelist.
The talk radio evangelist, even. And hopefully you're hearing me in high quality audio.
So let me show you a little feature here. If we think Paul is too loud, keep talking, Paul. Just kind of say anything.
Yes, I can. I cannot hear George.
Louder. I'm making him louder as
right.
well. All right, so I can change his volume, and I can do that either on my side or you can do that on your side during the call, and we can decide to put him back on hold. If we got another call in, we could, essentially I can do that remotely. We can answer that call and mute them, and conference them together. I'll put him back on the air, Paul. You're back on the air now. We put you on hold briefly.
You there, Paul?
Yes, I am.
That is awesome. This thing rocks, man.
And then, of course, when you're done, you can drop the call.
Good.
I'm going to have George call in the line as well, so we can all be on the call at the same time. Okay, now we have, well, he says Tony, but actually you're George on the phone.
It does say Tony.
But actually he's George.
Yeah.
On the backbone. DJ.
I'm on the phone as well.
Caller. Yeah, you're literally on the phone right now. Not Skype.
You notice I'm not blacklisted.
I know. Why would Paul get blacklisted?
We're going to take Paul off the blacklist. Hang on.
All right. Paul's off the blacklist. And to clarify again, I'm on the DJ app, which is the host line, and George is on the screener app doing these edits for me. And the editing
so
is
I
all
won't be blocked in the future when I call in to your shows, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. Also, then again, George is editing right in the screener app, as you see on my screen here. We're in the DJ app, which the broadcaster would have, answer the phones, and he's doing edits. I mean, he can even edit his name. He's Tony right now, but he needs to edit his name to George. He's got to put himself on hold to do that. But, I mean, you see the technology here is fantastic, and it's all cloud-based phone line. No physical phone lines. This is amazing. And he just edited himself. There you go. It says George.
And now we're back in conference.
There you go. Back on conference, and there you go. And then you have an additional 4 other lines here, and this is fantastic. This is the podcaster, broadcaster, internet's dream here, this phone system.
So this is a codec called Opus, and between the PBX in the sky, in the cloud, and you, we're at 48 kilohertz.
Wow.
So we're getting all the possible quality you can get out of the phone call.
That's fantastic. That is just absolutely fantastic. And is it all 6 lines that are that quality, or just one line?
Yep.
All 6.
Absolutely, all 6.
Wow. That's just amazing. And and you guys have a station now that uses this daily, right?
Yeah, we have a few of them actually.
Wow. And they've had no problems whatsoever, right?
It's been very good. Like anything else that's internet related, if your network is great, everything's good. If it's not, it's not. But, most places are in a fixed studio, and they also go ahead and, kind of do a thing where they go to a remote site. They'll go check it out ahead of time and get it all wired down for a good network. And then there's really no issues. But, that includes Omaha World Herald. We've got the Hersham Acorn newspapers out near New York, a bunch of little small newspapers.
Yeah.
Glenn Ordway, the Big O from Boston, the Dean of Sports Broadcasters in Boston, is on this every day. So, yeah, it's a pretty reliable system.
Thanks so much for the review and this product. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And I look forward to the other things that you guys are developing as well we can share here at broadcastbeat.com.
Thanks. We're going to be at the NAB this year, and we're also going to be at a college radio show in New York next weekend, the IBS show, Intercollegiate Broadcasting System, their 75th annual convention.
Well, I owe you guys a drink at NAB. Well, let's definitely link up. I'll be there with Broadcast Beat.
For sure. Yep,
all right.
We'll see you.
Okay. This is the Backbone Talk Radio phone system. We've been talking to Paul and George at Backbone Radio Network. If you're looking for more information on this product, go to backboneradio.com and tell them Jeff Adams sent you.